Hey folks, this is Big Mike Zlotnik, and this is going to be a short video from the Masterclass series on various strategies in commercial real estate. But I'm going to take a different angle. Not going to start with the strategies, but going to start with the lease term duration or lease time. So I'm going to use a whiteboard for this one. We're going to start on the left side. We're going to start lease time. And the reason it's important is that this is a different way to think about opportunities in commercial real estate from predictability perspective to potentially higher volatility. So what is, in my view, most predictable is something that you have a longer term lease time and the likelihood of a better performance. Of course, there's volatility or uncertainty in everything, and there is risk in everything. But if it's well-structured deal, well-underwritten deal, generally speaking, predictability is higher when you have a long-term lease. So if you look at the leases from 10 to 25 years with predictable lease escalation clauses. So what does that mean? It means that the annual or a monthly lease amount or rent grows from a year to a year. And these rent escalation clauses are built into the long-term lease. So predictability comes from understanding what the lease is today and what the cash flow is today and what it's going to be tomorrow with the rent growing at, say, 3% a year or 2% a year. The variance or volatility of these type of outcomes is low or predictability is high. So when you're looking at the long maturity, long duration leases, typically 10 to 25 years as an example of industrial leases, you wind up in the category one. These are much more predictable, steady cash flow from day one, and the growth of cash flow every year is programmatic based on the lease terms. And then the next category is 5 to 10 year. And this is very, very typical for retail. So when you have Starbucks or you have Cheesecake Factory or you have steakhouse, a service-oriented retail, the commercial leases on retail properties typically range in the 5 to 10 year time frame. Some of these leases have options and extension clauses built in, but in general, they are in 5 to 10 year space, and it's very typical for retail. And then you go next in the shorter duration, 1 to 2 years. It's multifamily, manufactured housing, a number of leases that are annual. And the reason it's important to know the difference is that the behavior and the complexity of asset management increases as the lease maturity shrinks. So if you're dealing with an annual tenant, you have to release the property after the tenants move out. Means you have to renovate the property, renovate the apartment, and then, or a house, and then find a new tenant. So there's more work involved every time you have a short duration lease matures. Even signing an extension, there's work involved, right? And then the ultimate short duration lease is typically monthly. So monthly lease could happen on self-storage. There are other asset classes where the leases are very short. They're kind of almost as you go. Senior living facility, when somebody is on their last leg, the lease is short duration. They may be there for a month or 2 months or 3 months. You don't know that. So these type of asset classes require a lot more marketing and remarketing and finding new tenants to be able to fill the property. Also, if a competitive pressures create new supply, like a new self-storage facility is built or a new multifamily housing complex comes up in the close proximity and there's more competition, there could be negative pressure on the pricing of these short duration leases. Again, this doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's something very important to understand. If you're looking for predictability, you're looking for longer term leases and stability and predictability of cash flow and the growth of cash flow and ultimately growth of projected income on the property and a projected sales price. It's called forced appreciation through programmatic lease escalation clauses. On the other side of the spectrum, with the shorter maturity leases, you're looking at way less predictable, much more volatile outcome. Can you outperform on a self-storage facility or a multifamily deal an industrial deal? Of course you could, but you're taking on more variance, more volatility, more risk in a manner of speaking. Of course, deal by deal different. Every real estate market is local, but understanding the difference between these strategies and these commercial lease types can help you select the right type of deal for what you're looking for. Ultimately, diversification matters, and it's not about selecting one strategy. It's about knowing your strategy and maybe choosing to diversify across multiple strategies, but with a full understanding of the risk reward profile of each one, the cash flows of each one, the leverage of each one. So I hope this was helpful. This was designed to provide a little bit of education from a different angle. Instead of trying to think of, well, I want to be in storage or I want to be in retail, with one of the goals, how predictable do you want to be? If you want a lot more predictability, then you may choose to gravitate towards more longer duration lease strategies. And this is where industrial open air shopping may be more attractive. If, on the other hand, you have more flexibility with more variance, you may be open to gravitate to shorter duration leases and strategies that and asset classes that work in that space. And locale matters. Properties in one part of the country could behave somewhat different, but the structurally still long duration leases and short duration leases are short duration leases. And another important difference to keep in mind, dealing truly in a commercial space. So it's a real estate owner is dealing with a sophisticated industrial or retail tenants. So these negotiations, conversations typically take place with help of sophisticated attorneys, and residential rent controls laws and similar don't play any impact. If you go into multifamily and housing, you're dealing with local laws and dynamics and rent stabilization, rent control, and other issues that could create complexity and risks and challenges. And the self-storage is a different asset class, of course, but it is a short maturity, 1 month, month-to-month rent. There are many other short duration, more operating businesses, as I mentioned, independent living, senior living, etc. So keep that in mind. I hope this was helpful. And until the next time with the next lesson. Thank you.